Hi there guys, today I'm going to go through how to do a Russian kettlebell swing. Now first thing you need to know is there's three main types or different ways that people may do swings, broadly, okay? There's a GS style swing, which is for during sport, which is it's a more fluid and there's more rotation, it's a more relaxed style of kettlebell swing. Then there's also what's called an American swing, which is popularised in kind of CrossFit, where they actually do a swing and they end up vertical overhead with the kettlebell. What we're going to do today is a Russian kettlebell swing, where generally the swing will finish at kind of chest or shoulder height, certainly won't go any higher than shoulder height, and the projection of the kettlebell is kind of forwards rather than up, okay? If we want to go overhead, we tend to use like a snatch instead, or maybe a clean and press or something like that, okay? So the Russian kettlebell swing will end in this position, okay? Now that's the type of swing that's used in the hard style of kettlebells and the hard style certifications such as RKC and Strong First and that sort of thing, okay? So I'm recording this for you to do at home, obviously. So I'm going to go through some basics to begin with and how to get in the correct position, and we're going to work on positioning first and then the kettlebell sumo deadlift, okay, to help you get into the right position, because a deadlift, like a swing, is a hinge position, okay? The deadlift is the grind variation of a hinge, and the swing and the snatch and all those more dynamic movements is the ballistic or the dynamic manifestation of the hinge pattern. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you using a broomstick, which you may have at home. It's just for illustration purposes. When we get into a hinge position, okay, we're going to stand and we're going to make sure that on the stick we have 3 points of contact: the behind the head, in between the shoulder blades, and at the base of the spine. So you should actually have natural curvatures of the spine, and you probably will have a little gap in the back of the neck here, and a little gap that you just put your fingers through in the lower back as well, okay? Now, we stand for a hinge, approximately shoulder width apart, so from the front here, okay, or for a swing I should say. And then as I tilt the broomstick handle forwards at the top, my body moves into a hinge position about the hips, yeah? And then I come back to stand. So I push from the top and my body tilts to here, and I come back up. Now the goal is, or what I'm trying to achieve, is to feel a tightening of the hamstrings when I'm in my most hinged position, which is there. And you can also see that my shins are largely vertical, or almost vertical. So I push the hips back, get into this position here. Okay. Also, what we're trying to make sure is that when we are in our hinge, our shoulders are higher than our hips, and our hips are higher than our knees. So just one last time, just watch this. So from this position, I'm hinging the hips back to here, and you can see that my shoulders are higher than my hips, and my hips are higher than my knees, and my shins are vertical, okay? And I've kept the same alignment on the stick, so that my head, my 3 points of contact, my head in between the shoulder blades and at the base of my spine, just in between the kind of cheeks of your bum there, and I've got the two natural curves in the neck and the lower back. Okay, once you can hinge like that, we're going to move on to a sumo deadlift. I'm going to show you from the front to begin with. I'm just going to move the bell back so you can see that here. Okay, now I stand over the kettlebell with my heels in line with the handle. Okay, now I would normally teach myself and teach my students, when I hinge, put your choppers here into the crease of your hips and push your hips back into this position. Now, I may look up and talk to you sometimes, but we really don't want to be looking up and jamming our neck. We want our neck to be in that position that it was when we had the stick behind our head. So I'm just going to push the hips back to here. I then take these hands and reach down in between the legs to take a grip on the handle here, okay? Shoulders higher than hips, hips higher than knees. I'll do it from the side in a minute. I then crush the handle on the kettlebell, and I imagine I'm going to bend the kettlebell handle this way. What that does with locked elbows is it brings the lats into play and it tightens my lats underneath my armpit, giving my back more stability and structure before I lift, okay? So one last time, hinge here, reach down, find the handle. Crush the handle and then try and bend the handle, and then from there, I stand up tall, I squeeze my thighs tight, and I squeeze my bum tight, and I'm tight and strong at the top. I reverse the movement by pushing the hips back, the forearms rub through the thighs, and the handle is back on the bed is back on the floor in between my heels. Again. Then I push the hips back, hinge my body. One last time. And I hinge and down. And I leave there and I stand up. Cool. Shake off. Okay, so I'm running through this relatively quickly because for many of you this is a refresher, okay, if you're already a student and a member at Unique Results. If you're brand new to doing this, I probably wouldn't recommend trying to learn purely from a YouTube video from anyone. I would probably recommend doing some face-to-face coaching where possible, or else some remote one-to-one coaching via a video or something, so that if I was watching you, I could help correct and prompt and give cues and that sort of thing in real time. Okay, but this is a good refresher for those who already know. Now, to move to a swing from a deadlift, I will just show you 3 deadlifts from the side. Again, like I said, I'm going to step forwards, heels in line with the handle, okay, feet about hip width, shoulder width apart, hinge my hips, choppers into the hips, push the hips back, okay, shoulders higher than hips, hips higher than knees, shins as vertical as possible. I reach with my hands through and I hold on to the handle here. Now, crush the handle, bend the handle, bolt upright, squeeze tight through the bum of the thighs, hips back. Good. Sniff in. Hips back. Sniff in. And hips back. And go. Good. Shake off. Excellent. Okay. There's lots of other stuff going on with my feet. That's why I'm wearing the Vibrams or bare feet. You grip the ground with your toes. You create sort of torque force through the ground as well. Grip and rotate here. Like I say, grip the handle, crush and bend. All to do with creating tension in the body to make things safe and effective when you're doing the exercise. Now I'm going to move on to the 2-hand swing. So for the swing, the bell actually goes a little bit in front of me, okay? And then I stand in the same width position, and from here, I imagine on the floor I've created a triangle. My 2 feet, the 2 points of the triangle, and the kettlebell is the apex of the triangle in front of me, okay? Now, I'm going to get into the same position by hinging the hips, here. I then reach to the bell, tilt the bell towards me, crush the handle, and imagine I'm trying to bend it again, which again creates tension. There's a movement called the grab and drag, which helps retract the shoulders and tighten the lats along with the bend of the handle. So what we do to watch, hinge, reach forwards, tilt the bell. Crush and bend, that's the grab, and drag. I just moved it a few inches on the floor there, and what that did was it retracted my shoulders and pulled my shoulders away from my ears and tightened my lats, okay? So this time I'm going to grab, drag, and I'm going to perform one swing. We can break this down even more than this if I'm working one-to-one with someone, into just the hike pass and a pendulum swing, and then a dead stop swing, and then into swings. But I'm just going to show you one swing from the correct position, okay? So, the kettlebell will start where it is there, slightly further forwards. I will hinge my hips, okay? Feed the hands forwards, tilt the bell to me. Crush the handle, bend the bar, bend the handle, grab and drag, set my shoulders, good. Now from here, it's one swing. Okay, shake off. Now, what I'm doing is, as I hike the bell through, the analogy works better in America, because I learned from a lot of American people, okay? They talk about American football and the hike pass. So you're in this position in American football, you know, and then throw the ball through the legs. It's the same position with the swing here, the hike pass, and then it's a strong, it's a hinge to a standing plank with maximum tension here, okay? What I'm going to show you next is a set of 5 swings. I would really recommend practicing first of all the kettlebell sumo deadlift, and then the kettlebell, what's called a dead stop swing, which is what I just showed you, which is the hike, the extension, the hike back, and then place the bell on the deck. So for every rep, you have to generate that force and then bell down, okay? I'm going to show you a set of 5 full Russian kettlebell swings now, okay? So, I'm going to get myself set, create a triangle. You have to have a mental checklist when doing all of this. Fabio Zonin, who I was lucky enough to learn from on a number of courses I've done, through Strong First. He says your first rep is not your first rep, your last rep isn't your last rep, your set up is the first rep, and your set down at the end is the last rep. Most people, if you get injured doing any type of exercise, you very rarely get injured. If you're doing a set of 10 swings, you'll very rarely get injured on rep 5. It will be picking it up sloppily to start, or putting it down sloppily at the end. You have to start and finish each set like a professional and keep your mental checklist, okay? So, feet apart, belly in front, creating a triangle. Choppers in, hinge the hips, okay? Feed forwards, tilt the bell, grab, bend the bell, bend the handle, and drag. Set myself. Ready? 5 reps. Shake off. Okay. Guys, so that is a very quick video on how to do the Russian kettlebell swing. I don't recommend trying to learn it quickly. Like I say, the purpose of this video is a refresher for Unique Results members while they're training at home, okay? And a refresher of checkpoints and checklists to get the swing right. If you're totally new to the Russian kettlebell swing, I would recommend starting from where I did. Get the posture points correct, a safe sumo deadlift, then dead stop swings, okay? And preferably get in touch with a certified hardstyle kettlebell instructor through either the RKC or Strong First, who can actually do some either face-to-face coaching or certainly remote coaching via a video link, so you can be helped, prompted, corrected, cued correctly. Okay, so this was how to do a Russian kettlebell swing, okay? And I'll be doing more of these videos over the coming weeks relating to core fundamental movements using the kettlebell. Okay, take care, stay safe, stay strong.